Hey people, Indrid here, VV3 Faction War. This is Argus Desert Gate and Orks versus Tyranids. For the Orks, couple of Kommando knobs, Sourcream here, and we have Sir Gunter the Kaiser. These are infiltrating heroes that shoot you, stab you, and blow you up. Orky style begin with a twin link shooter. Alongside, trying to keep them in line, is Ghaz with a Warboss, a melee hero, walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Wants to be the biggest here. But unfortunately for them, on the red team, for the Tyranids, we have Bryggmannen with a Hive Tyrant. A very durable hero, walking through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee with a basic synapse, I shall call you Lopez. Alongside Katla with a Ravener Alpha, tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon, able to get onto the contested victory point. And they should be able to finish that cap. Going to take a bunch of damage though. Rounding off the teams is Dice Roll with a Lictor Alpha. Melee specialist, infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Sneaking up that west side. Going to be a 2v2 fight, it looks like, on the east, where this contested victory point is. Nobody really bothering with the mid. Warboss though is on the west side to help out. Double Hormagaunts here for Dice Roll. Flesh Hook on the Kommando. I think those Hormagaunts are going to be okay, because those sidearms are so bad, but the Sluggers may not be okay. Sluggers have wiped, and Dice Roll takes that and leaves. Meanwhile, east side, oh, down goes Lopez. I think he got stun bombed. Termagants having to retreat, Sluggers getting stuck in, but there's two Hormagaunts there to fold in on them. Hormagaunts wiped there for Bryggmannen. So some losses on both sides. Not massive losses. Bryggmannen now goes triple Termagants. Okay then. So this is 2982, which has already been superseded by 2983 with a few fixes, but we'll cast some 2982 games first. Orks didn't get a huge amount of changes. They got some like upkeep reductions for shooter boys and sluggers and storm boys and stuff, which will help them maintain armies and tech up a bit sooner perhaps. We'll see how that goes. Weird boy got a slight nerf. His warpath now costs a bit more. I guess that was seen as a bit too effective for its cost. That's the one that speeds up stuff and gives it a damage buff. Or is it a damage? I think it's a damage resistance buff, which was amazing with knobs. And the Warboss, I think, can now get inside larger vehicles, which is nice for him. And they reduced the cost of Gretchens quite a lot. I think they're only 5 power now. Let me see if I can look it up while you watch this fight over here. Come on now, where are the Orks? Here we go. So yeah, they were 150 rec, 15 power, and 50 red. Now it's 5 power. Hope to see more of those fellas running around. Tyranids got a new unit upgrade, which is quite cool and exciting. Want to see it in action. Haven't seen it in action yet. The Venom Brood can now get Death Spitters, which disables their ranged synapse. They can't get them both at the same time, but turns them into an anti-heavy infantry, anti-super heavy infantry unit with 24 DPS Inferno PvP damage per model, which is a hell of a lot. That's more than Mark of Zinc CSM, like 33% more. Mark of Zinc CSM at 18 DPS per model. Death Spitters can't get a squad leader like Mark of Zinc CSM can to boost the DPS more, but it also says their weapons don't reload, so a pretty interesting and potentially powerful upgrade for those fellas. I'm assuming, since they're a synapse creature, they do not benefit from another ranged synapse around, because that would be mental. And we'll see, hopefully we see some of it. It would help Tyranids deal with heavy and super heavy infantry without relying on melee a bit too much. Combine Death Spitters with like a Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex for suppression. That could be really nasty. And they should still get the... Would they still get the damage bonus from the Ravener Alpha's Synapse Aura, I wonder? This is Lopez, who got revived and is now running away. We do have some Barb Strangler Warriors here. There were some other changes for Tyranids. Nothing massive. The Tyrant Guard got a cost change. Slightly more power, but slightly less requisition. The Zone Throat got some changes, some buffs. very slightly more health from 300 to 310. Not sure what difference that's going to make. I guess every little counts. And a bit of a damage bonus, 45 per shot to 49 per shot. And the symbiosis thing costs less energy. That's the heal over time that the Zoanthropes can do. There's some other little changes here and there. You can check out the changes yourself, of course. I'll try to remember to put a link down below. If not, just head over to dawnofwar.info and it'll be right on the front page there to hit the info button and go see. Kommando goes down. I wonder if you're going to see double special shooters from these commandos in tier 2. Stormboy's making an appearance. Looks like pheromone up for the Lictor Alpha. Yep, the pheromone cloud is in there. Wow, the Stormboy's got eaten. Pheromone allows these guys to reinforce. Also messes up, yeah, lowers damage by 30% of enemies in area. It's a really good ability, I think. And it's got the adrenal glands, the Lictor Alpha. Warboss is still here helping out with spiky armor and angry bits. Put hard boys on himself as well here, it seems. But Sourcream having a bit of a rough time. Lost the sluggers, now lost the Stormboys, and goes tier 2. And triple weird boys, I think, is what they should do. Double barb stranglers here for the Tyranids. Dice roll kept their warriors in melee. Tyranids looking strong though here. 446 to 383 on the VPs. The Orks do go tier 2 first. Might be able to get some Death Dreads and Weird Boys roll in to pin back the Tyranids. Both very aggressive factions, of course. So once you break their line, you tend to be able to kind of sweep through, because they're always on the front foot. If you break that, you can push them back to the power. Really good suppression there, hitting different targets with those barb stranglers. Here come a bunch more Orks though. There's always more Orks. These guys are getting too close. They got suppressed, and now sluggers are on them. These sluggers don't have burners though. Those guys trying to get in on Lopez. Lopez does have the improved synapse. 417 to 383. Uh-oh. Big old kaboom coming in. How did he sneak himself in there? Did not have the grappling hook. That was very satisfying. I don't think it wiped anything. Look at the bodies on this side already. Bloody hell, fellas. Level 3 Kommando here with sneaky infiltration kit as well now. Nothing yet for Sourcream. Where are those shotguns, damn it? Warboss punches through the mid and gets a decap. Well done, Ghaz. Maybe could have got a cap, you know. Termagants here with toxin sacks. Do they all have toxin sacks? No, one of the Termagants do not from Bryggmannen. Trying to power bash now the Orks and slow down the Tyranids. Death Dread already up here for Sourcream. And Orky Walker with some very mean looking weapons. Good disruption on it. The special attack seems to cover a huge area for the Death Dread. You can also get burners and bits for more hit points and, you know, some fire. Back towards the mid. Lictor Alpha in amongst some shooter boys, gets them out, and he gets both of them out of there actually. Maybe a bit of a premature retreat from Sourcream, but they have some trauma from the amount of damage they've taken maybe. And we do see a shotgun, which is awesome. Has a passive 30% chance to knock back stuff. And the awesome high explosive shells, which is as cool as it sounds. Warboss charging through, triggering the angry bits bonuses. 35% more damage. Health regen, speed. It's awesome. 403 to 336. This is a bad fight to take, fellas. And we do see the burners and bits in. Gets it up to 958 points. And those flamers on it are really good at taking down generators. What's this? Venom Brood dropped in by dice roll. Are we going to see Death Spitters? We've got a Venom Brood on the way for Katla as well. I mean, they need the anti-vehicle damage right now to take down the Death Dread. But once they do, maybe they will go into Death Spitters, which gives you a sizable amount of versatility on this unit. If you're confident there's no more vehicles coming, or you have other ways to deal with them now, you can go into Death Spitters. It does take away the ranged synapse though. I wonder how often we'll see 2 Venom Broods run then to get ranged synapse and Death Spitters going. Not that they'll benefit from it, but other things will benefit from the ranged synapse, of course. Weird Boy on the way for Sir Gunter the Kaiser. Already up here for Ghaz. Not sure where they are. Shotgun. I think Sir Gunter had a shotgun there. Yeah, was trying to use it. Zap thrown in by the Weird Boy. Where is he? Oh, he's there. Warp field up for Bryggmannen. Lopez might take down the Warboss here. Gets him. Even with Angry Bits and Hard Boys up, they were able to take him down. Barely. Was tanking a lot there. Now Crushing Claws on the way for Lopez the Hive Tyrant. Going to be suddenly way more dangerous in melee. Here comes a Death Dread though. Crack. I think it does around 70 heavy melee DPS. Not bad at all. Here's the second Venom Brood. The third one is coming for Bryggmannen. And they have triple Termagants, so they might just run the ranged Synapse. How much is ranged Synapse? Is it 30? It's 25. I believe the Death Spitters are 150 rec and 30 power, which is quite a lot. It also boosts the health of the Death Spitter models up to 400 per. Pheromone Cloud doing its thing. Death Dread getting wrecked by Venom Brood here. These guys are not getting their ranged Synapse, so maybe they are looking to get Death Spitters up afterwards. G-Stealer Brood in here for dice roll. And they are getting melee Synapse from Adrenal Glands. Death Dread survives. It survives. Got to be careful that the Weird Boy doesn't get a friendly fire shot and takes out the Death Dread. Sour Cream now has better combat kit as well. Warrior Brood going after it with those heavy melee talons that they get. Have those little leaps. There's a stun bomb. Maybe could have thrown a stun bomb on the Death Dread kind of thing. Because it wouldn't have stunned it. It would have stunned these guys. Need some help. Where are those shooters? Death Dread with 18 hit points, able to get away. Now they're being suppressed by base turrets. Meanwhile, in the mid, the Warboss, he stopped messing around now because he's got his Power Claw out. 363 to 275. There is the ranged Synapse. What is it? 35%. That's right. And 25% more health. A big boon to all these Termagants. You see that kind of luminous green Synapse they have now. That's the ranged Synapse. Ranged Synapse also for Katla. You can give Synapse to allied Tyranids, but they won't stack, of course. I don't see Death Spitters yet. I want to see them, damn it. Maybe they're waiting to see if Knob Squad makes an appearance. I guess Death Spitters don't do a huge amount for you against Orks in Tier 2. Might help you focus down heroes a bit sooner. But so does the ranged Synapse if you have a bunch of ranged units. That was a Warp Vomit. Causes a big old retreat, but they don't follow through and get a decap with it. I think they should have sent something to decap there. Double Weird Boys coming towards you as Tyranids is kind of a thing. If they can hit those two Warp Vomits, that's like the end of the fight, basically. What are you going to do? Weird Boy with some friendly fire. That's a Crushing Claw Hive Tyrant, and that is the Warp Vomit there. The fact that he doesn't do friendly stun is huge. I'm going to just throw it in indiscriminately. Here come a bunch more Tyranids. Double Venom Brood for Katla. Here come Death Spitters. I don't think they will benefit from the ranged Synapse. They shouldn't, right? They're a Synapse creature. Okay, where are they? There they are. New weapon models and everything. Yeah, I don't see the luminous Synapse on them. Do they not have a cooldown either? It said that they don't reload. Do they not have any weapon cooldown? Is it just constant shooting of the 24 DPS? Maybe they're not very bursty then. Maybe it's like slow and steady damage. Well, not slow, it's still 24 DPS, but you know what I mean. Typically you want a burst of damage in this game to finish things off before they retreat and that kind of thing. Lictor Alpha almost almost gets that weird boy. Got the Scything Talons for 81.25 power melee DPS. And that'll be at level 1, remember he's going to get more damage as he levels. Warboss takes him down though. Level 6 almost this Warboss. He's doing some work, this fella. There's that Venom Brood. With those cool looking Death Spitters. Up to 1200 hit points as you can see. Still very vulnerable of course to Plasma and Power Melee. I wonder how they trade with Flash Gits, with Blasters when they have those Death Spitters. I imagine the Flash Gits will win that fight handily. Just a big burst from the from those Blasters. Depends though. It might depend on how the Death Spitters shots are distributed. If they're all on one model, they can eliminate the model quickly. Whereas the Blasters are always going to be evenly distributed. That's a double Tyrant formation, I think. No, it was only one. I think it was only one. Oh, it was two. I think it was two Tyrant formations. And a Rocks thrown in from the Orks. Absolute bedlam on this east side. Nob squad on the way for Ghaz. Tier 3 for Katla. The Orks already there. We've got Flash Gits up for Kaiser. Level 7 Kommando Nob for Sir Gunter now. Grappling hooks himself in there. Great tool to have for the Kommando because you can grappling hook closer for shotguns and stick bombs and kabooms and your stun bombs, all that kind of stuff. Really benefits greatly from that quick burst of mobility. Orks taking the east side. Nob squad on the way for Sourcream now. We'll see what these Death Spitters can do. We only got one squad of them so far. Carnifex on the way for Bryggmannen. Lictor on the way for Dice Roll. What's going on through the mid? It's a bunch of Tyranids is what it is. There's a Nob squad. That's a good target for the Death Spitters. They don't have their Frenzy yet either. Being slowed down by the Termagants, but here comes an assist. There's a Synapse Aura for damage, and it does affect the Death Spitters. You see the purple Synapse there. So that's pretty cool for those guys. Capillary Tower to help speed these guys up. Still no sign of Gretchen's, eh? Sourcream can drop a nuke, I think. We'll just save it for Call the Boys. I think Call the Boys was changed slightly to, is now a bit of a delay on it. Couple of seconds, and also there's some kind of visual marker for the Call the Boys happening. I'm not sure what it is. Lopez came to the wrong neighborhood, gets taken out by the Warboss and some angry sluggers. Nob squad going after the Carnifex. They just got Ard Boys from the Warboss. There is a rock set up by the shotgun blast high explosive shell. Superbly done. Very, very well done. And a Tyrant formation goes off in response. This Commando's having a grand old time. This is Sir Gunter the Kaiser doing some awesome work. Did the high explosive shells into the nuke and then grappling hooked into a kaboom. Just causing mayhem, which I love. Carnifex with Stranglethorn Cannon here is kind of low. Needs to be careful of that Warboss. He's got use your choppers up. Trying to get onto those Venom Brood. Doing big chunks of damage. Flash Gits. Looks like they're going to be okay. That tier 3 Lictor going after them. That Lictor's so cool. Has a flesh hook, a leap, and he can infiltrate for free. Not to mention heavy melee damage. It's a hell of a unit, this thing. Only reason you don't see it in 3v3s that much is, you know, Carnifexes are amazing. Shooter Boy's barely getting away. The Flash Gits did make it out. Another Carnifex on the way here for Katla. A tank on the way for Sir Gunter the Kaiser. The Nob, Kommando Nob, also made it out. He got to level 9 with that display. Level 4 for Sourcream. Level 8 for the Warboss. East side is very, very blue for the Orks right now. They bashed it up and capped the wreck point. Maybe they could have capped that power point as well. There's a Genestealer Brood. It should be effective against that Nob squad, especially if they have melee synapse. The Warboss support can, of course, turn that around. What level are you, Lopez? Only level 2 on the Hive Tyrant, eh? We've got some more death spitters now for dice roll here. Looks like they're shooting at the sluggers. Hive Tyrant just busy capping the mid. Warp Vomit thrown in. That's going to be a great tool to use against the Gene Stealers if they go in on the Nobs. Warboss getting slowed down by crippling poison, and there is a Tyrant formation. Seen a bunch of them. That's like the 4th one, isn't it? Hard Boy's up on the Warboss, gets him out of there. There's a looted tank, already has the reinforced plating for the big boom gun he just saw there. Is it still the same Death Dread? That's amazing. Being forced to back off though. Kommando goes down. That Sourcream was trying to throw something. There's that grappling hook into Kaboom again. There's basically no counterplay to that, right? You can't dodge it. It's way too quick to dodge. Just have to take it. 220 to 78 on the VPs. Tyranids getting very low. They were looking quite strong a while ago, but since the Orks rolled into their tier 3, they've been pretty vicious. 2 Nob squads up now, 2 flash kits and the tank. Tyranids pushing through the mid though, and they've got the east side back. There's the 2-1. Death Dread still around. Killing some Rippers, I think. Is this a Thornback? I guess it must be. That must be where the Rippers came from. It is. Fighting a Nob squad and now a Warboss. They have full hammer momentum as well, those guys. Surprised we didn't see Warboss buffs go in there. Oh, they're out of red. Ghaz is out of red, that's why. They've been using the buffs quite a lot, which is how you should use them. Warboss might go down here. Carnifex takes him out. Got a big chunk of XP there. We have the Corrosive Devourer for the Ravener Alpha now. Level 7, this guy. Does get away. I can't believe that Death Dread is still around. They are decapping. It took them a while to start decapping here. Tyranids swarming that east side. There is something on the west side trying to cap stuff. Just some shooter boys. Neurothrope up for Bryggmannen. That's going to be a big help against the Nobs and the flash kits and stuff. There is Paroxysm. Percentage-based damage over time with extra damage to heavy and super heavy infantry. Flash kits are heavy infantry. And another Paroxysm. How did they do 2 so quickly there? I don't know. But there it goes. Didn't seem to last very long. That was weird. 135 to 78. They got the decap. Orks trying to push really hard with brute force here, trying to get back onto that VP. The Lictor Alpha with menacing visage to terrify things. Awesome tool to have against a Nob squad. Sluggers, I think, might make it. Very close to going down, but they made it. The Lictor Alpha was taken out, so I guess the Terrifier was used already or something. Paroxysm. And then they got disrupted by their own weird boys, so they were kind of laying down in it, which isn't useful. Looted tank getting some repairs. Is it double death spitters now? No, it's not. Single death spitters for Katla. And we have death spitters for dice roll as well. Double cap for the Tyranids. The comeback is very much on. They might get a triple cap here. Orks capitulated, kind of, when the Carnifexes started rolling. I thought they were going to push on through the Orks. The Nobs were dealt with. I mean, they had the tools to deal with them. Those Barbed Stranglers and the Crippling Poison Termagants. Not to mention the Neurothrope now. Have all the Weird Boys gone down? The Weird Boys have gone down. We've got some Gretchens up, though. Oh, they got a cool little portrait now. Look at that. This is a repair crew. Trying to keep that tank repaired. But the triple cap is on, and the Tyranids are going to take this with a deliciously chaotic match. Awesome stuff. Let's look at these heroes. End of the game. Sourcream's Kommando down, level 4. Had a brood nest up there from the Hive Tyrant. Warboss level 8. Started really strongly. Did a lot of good work, but Orks just got pinned back. Couldn't break through. And Sir Gunter the Kaiser's Kommando, hero of the match for me, level 10. Did some awesome Orky stuff. Bryggmannen still didn't get level 3, eh? Had that passive support with the improved synapse, and I'm sure he soaked up huge amounts of damage, this fella. Level 8 Ravener Alpha with Regenerate, Synapse Aura, and Crows the Devourer at the end, pumping out damage. And the Lictor Alpha got level 4 with some good pheromones action early on. It is hard for this guy to scale into the later tiers, maybe. I guess Menacing Visage is really super helpful, as we saw. But he does tend to fade a little bit. But there you have it. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank these guys for taking part in a faction war. I think Katla sent this one in for our amusement. And I'll see you guys next time.